Unless you, I mean, we have seen in the past a couple of changes before the major, like screw it, why not? Nothing else is working. We've seen that before. But me personally, I think you have to at least see this team on land.
Okay. I just want to see what happens, like, if they get this. If they get one win, like, some momentum. Like, did they just need, like, that one win, then suddenly things start to click a little bit more for them? Because I got to think every loss, bro, it wears on you more and more, right? It has to.
Yeah, and I mean, we've kind of been seeing that, right? From some of the POVs, some of the decisions where it just feels like they're putting pressure on themselves.
100%.
But yeah, you heard the desk kind of talk about it. Starting off with Skyline. Skyline, a bit interesting here. I mean, these are two maps now where Cloud9, they have not lost on Skyline. Hardpoint and Search and Destroy, and you're giving them both of those.
Yeah, I know. As soon as it popped up like the best 5, you were like, all right, like kind of nodding your head, like looks pretty good for Cloud9 New York. We'll see what they can do, though. You heard Ant kind of hoping Sid maybe steps up a bit. We know what a slang monster he can be when he's in rhythm. I find myself just kind of pulling for Gorilla's mate to like find some improvements because I don't know, just a lot of likable players on that team, and they're like the underdog. They haven't won a map yet. The whole French scene's behind them. Like I want to see them start to find success, but this is a winnable series. They got to get something going.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, just start off early. A nice start here for Priesta, and we always know, like, as good as your Skyline could be if you are Cloud9 New York, how close this map normally is. Just every single time, it feels like it comes down to a 20 to 30 point game just due to the nature of the map. But LAG, they do a very good job flipping the map, rotating towards that P2. They have all of Cloud9 spawning out.
Sky's currently on 3 straight. We'll see if he can keep that moving and grooving throughout this opening hold. Here comes the first push from Piano side. They're able to shut down 2. Only thing that hits really is Sib's nades able to combo, and then all 4 are going to get wiped out. So LAG in a pretty good position to soak up this time. They spawn him out pretty deep, and you're going to get a comfortable 15 or so seconds here, which sometimes is rare on Skyline.
Yeah, I mean, normally like a P2 like this, usually there's instant pressure. You're finally going to get that from Kremp. Someone's going to pick that up. That's going to be Linz. At least get the call out. You're hoping for the trade, though, right there from Kismet. He jumps out of the hill, and the one play from Kremp, well, it might just change this P2 hill. There's only 15 seconds left. Priesta, there's just so many angles to check, but this is normally what we see, right? Just constant pressure on the hill. Hitting the zip line, Kismet trying to fight on back, but you get around 30 or 40 seconds if you are LAG, and you'll take that all day.
Yeah, it's like, even if like a 4 dead is as influential as it could be on some other maps, it's still a big deal on any map. Like, that gave you a solid like 15, gave you a little breathing room. I think it's just so trade heavy there usually. Like, it's not usually that clean, where you get 4, you only lose 1 player to a nade, and they turn into some pretty good time. They're doubling up their opponents right now. LAG in pretty good position, approaching double digits already is Priesta. He's finding some success, but currently in the hard point, Cloud9 New York, seeing what they can do with this objective.
They're just trying to buy time. And you see LAG, they're playing a little bit safe. They want spawns, or maybe just waiting for Kismet to spawn out. He's going to have a free split. It looks like Sib, he thought about turning there for a second, but he does get caught, though. So Kismet off that pinch, he's going to find 2, but it all comes down to one last player, and, well, they deal with all 4. Attached now on 5 in a row. He's up to 11, leading the lobby in Cloud9. Getting close to a lead change right here.
It's just one of those hard points, right? Anytime it's like
be ready for it.
When it's like horizontal, essentially, like you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. Like the flip could come at literally any moment. They deal with it pretty well, and now basically a tie game, and Cloud9 New York able to hold those spawns, able to get set up now for next, and we'll see what kind of damage they can put in here inside of the hard point. Number 8 and Sib trying to get some shots in on one side of the map. He loses his teammate Mac on the other, so he's going to have to shift focus here. The focus shifts to bullets coming into his face from Priesta. Priesta making a push, Gorilla's making a push. They're in and they've got numbers.
Yeah, now you get the spawns as well. You just push them out. So a huge break there for LAG. The momentum would start to shift for Cloud9 New York, but now Cloud9 behind Mac, trying to fight on through. This is the tough part about P4 as well. It's just it's such a big hard point. There's so many corners to check. You have the bathtub, you hop on the counter, you go in the shower. There's just so much to clear. And LAG stayed patient. You see they find 7 in a row.
You know, they were talking on the desk about Cloud9. You know, they've had a lot of tough losses, played a lot of tough teams. You've got some like superstar firepower and stuff. It's great to see Matt back. Am I a crazy person that when I look at this, like I still think LAG has more potential to be like a better team? Do you think I'm crazy?
I mean, I think you're crazy. It's
Like, I think that's a normal take before the year started. Is it weird that I still feel that way?
I think so.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know why.
Based on what we've seen, I think so.
You're right. I am crazy. Maybe it's just one of those things where I've seen that trio click. I'm like, it's a matter of time. You know, kind of like with like FaZe's struggles at the beginning of the year. Okay, they're very different. Don't get me wrong, but like,
different.
but FaZe's struggles at the beginning of the year, you just kind of like knew it would click. Like, I guess I kind of feel like with that, like eventually it's gonna click. But
I think the biggest question mark maybe for New York was sort of like Kremp and Mac.
Yeah.
Kremp's been pretty consistent, and Mac's been incredible, right? With the year off, it's just sort of a question of like, what are we gonna get out of this? I feel like your most consistent pieces are like attaching too.
Yeah.
Right? If Kremp and Mac are playing like this, I think the potential's there.
I think I felt like I was delusional. That's why I asked. But like, but I don't know why I feel that way. I was kind of trying to talk through it. I'm like, why do I still feel like they're going to be a good team? Maybe I'm just holding on to a lost hope. But
yeah, because rarely do we see a Skies at 4-15 like in the past. But he has a map like this right now, and now Cloud9. They have the lead, but LAG are here again fighting in this P2, and they're able to get him out.
yeah, I'd say like this is one where like you're thankful you're within 20 when he's 5 and 16, but it's also like a Skyline, so it is really hard to find a big gap, a big amount of separation. You know, you're up 100, you're absolutely just going doo-doo on the opposition. But guys, we'll see if he can get into it. You know, your 5 and 15 call. We'll see where he looks towards the end of the game. On the other side of it, they got Priest up popping off. He started out strong, was like the first to approach double digits. Now at 18 and 11, and there's the lead change. And that's been what, 2 pretty solid P2s, right?
Yeah, it has. It's been great here for LAG. Is LAG right now just trying to fight back over control of this second hill. Let's go to listening with Gentlemates.
Yo, one's cat. If you want to get him, I'm saying left. Have a trap, I'm in the ropes. What's outer garden? He's pushing me out.
Yeah, behind us.
One's behind us.
Have you booked tiles, I think? Tiles?
There's gonna be 2 Two times.
You done.
Nice.
One more, Jim.
Nice.
Give him time. Flip.
One smoke. Three now. Nice. Three.
Behind you.
I
I hear you behind. No,
got her.
He's being top right.
I got her, by the way.
I'm getting you. Rugs, one shot dead. I have all your rugs.
Only cat's open. I set him out. Dead any outer. Yo, you enter. You have your enter.
You and Jim. Right to you.
I'm gonna take cat.
20 seconds.
Ready? Go top mid.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit right. I'll lay hit right.
Every top cat, show.
I'm waiting for you guys, and I'm gonna lay hit right.
Yeah. Nothing bad.
You chopped outside, dead. One.
Back chair. One step to the back. He did on the chair.
I'm north. One flash.
20 tiles.
Yeah, we should run through.
Out of P3. We're going cat. I'm one shot left.
Don't have your game.
I can't help left. One shot dead. One shot.
Nice. I help.
I'm shifting. Back in.
I will left. Well left. Dead.
One shot.
If you pop it and crouch, go.
I've gained. Bottom marks.
Solid listening, a big break there as they get in. Priestess still going off. Big P, 4 straight, 26 and 16. I love the comms I was hearing from him as well.
Well, what we talk about with Priest in his career, just how good he is at running an AR, running a sub. He's done both roles on multiple teams, been successful with it. He's been a great flex, and with the Jackal changes, I mean, we're seeing it more and more just how good this submachine gun is. And he is very much willing to pull out a third one, 27 and 16, leading the way. And what a hold right there at P4.
No, his highs are very high. I've always thought, I've just like speculated, it's like a confidence thing with him, because like when he is in form, he is terrifying. It's just when he drops off a cliff that it could also be a problem. Right now though, performing absolutely, as he's on 27, leading the lobby. Just behind will be Mac and kind of attaching the other side of it. But now you're starting to push this lead up a little bit. You're up 30. Depending on how much time you get here, you get up 50 to 60. That's really scary territory if you're Cloud9 New York. It puts a lot of pressure on you to make a lot of plays.
Yeah, what's been their best part, right, has been like the P2s for LAG. Just how consistently they've been able to win that rotation. And this is a hill where you can find 10 to 15 seconds on, really put the pressure on Cloud9 New York, have to, sprint at you at time and time again. But maybe here's the moment for Cloud9. 15 seconds left. They're going to eat all this up and try to flip the spawn.
Yeah, like there's eventually been a break on these P2s, but like the opening 30 seconds or so have been clean.
And there we go.
That's a big wipe with like 5 seconds remaining in the harbor. Look how far you're spawning out, because you still had Skies like mid-map. You spawn out in Narnia now. How much time do you have here? It's just going to be kind of comfort food inside of the point. You still have Skies kind of playing for angles out toward mid, so he's picking them, staggering. This is looking really good for LAG. A chance to put this one away.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you have to watch the zip line, right? We've seen Kremp in that scenario. Well, he wins the gunfight. We saw him through X-Ray, and this is where it gets messy. Somehow gets a double. It's a perfect setup. Skies is cutting down middle of the map. Someone has to watch Zip, or at least you have to win the gunfight. And now Cloud9 maybe buy themselves a chance, but okay.
What are we talking about?
Skies is 7 in a row.
What are we talking about? What was Skies? 5 and 15.
Yeah.
When he turned it around, because they were only down 20 at that point. He's now basically back to even on a 7 spree. The talent has come. Priest is still frying. He's at 30 plus, and you just need 10 more for the victory. And with all their narrow hard points, you just want to put this one away. 8 streak for Skies. Enough time remaining in the hard point. Only one player close in number 6. Mac a chance to make the play. Not gonna happen. Skies closes it out. Priesta is roaring, and LAG strike first in the map 1.
Yeah, well, there you go. Again, just those P2 rotations. I mean, they had a couple of big plays. They broke the first P4. The second P4 is a lot cleaner for LAG. But fundamentally, yeah, that's what we kind of expect from this roster. But the slaying alongside of it, you get Priesta, who really gets going, and then Skies at the end of that game.
I guess the reason that I felt the way I have, like, been a little
their resume
thing about LAG is like just, I know, at least like Scott, I know Kismet can be all over the place statistically. I know Priesta can be the same way. Linz is pretty much put up numbers. Skies can put up numbers. I just thought like you have enough like depth slang-wise to do it. It's just like the fundamentals. And like that, it just feels to me they've just been like an inch away from winning some series. Like so close. Like just little mistakes, little blunders. If they can fix that, I know it's hard to do. I don't know. Like I just feel like they're so close to being so much better than they are, man.
Well, I think the problem is like this is you know, a team where I think you would expect just it's tough to beat them. They should be good in every mode. The problem really is when you look at an outside perspective is they're 2-6 in Search and Destroy.
Yeah.
This is just not a roster who can afford to do that because of kind of the inconsistencies we know you're going to get from these players in respawn at times. So the Search has to be better, and it just hasn't been. But, well, you did a great game 1 here.
And is that one of those things, though, when you think about modes where you probably had the most ability to improve early on in the title, like Search?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of swings. And I mean, we're talking about a much different Search and Destroy game this game, right? Like very similar to a Jetpack-esque where there's just not a lot of like kind of freedom on the map.
Well, kind of hit shit and do retakes?
Yeah, and you know, a lot of the times when you're going from title to title, you have to switch up your mentality when it comes to a game mode, and maybe that's what it takes for these guys.
And listen, we'll keep bringing up Hydras because he is that good of a player, and I'm sure Search and Destroy, a lot of them talk about how they set up for him. They set up for him to make plays. You kind of like were a little frustrated with Kismet the last series we casted him. We talked about just being too much pressure on him. Maybe he feels like he has to make the engagement, he has to do something, and sometimes trying to like overcompensate maybe for that playmaking ability that they're lacking once they lost Hydra. If he gets a little bit more comfortable, him and Lynn start to figure out kind of their new duo, maybe it could be something really special. But if it's gonna start to be special, it's gotta start soon because you still haven't won a series.
Yeah, and then on the other side for Cloud9, yeah, first Skyline you drop on the year. Again, just lost some early rotations. You know, you see that second P4, that's where it was a tie game, and well, then they break, able to get up 198, and they hang on to it. But early P2 rotations were the key. The
desk was mostly favoring Cloud9. You kind of felt good about Cloud9, especially after seeing the maps. Does that flip on its head after that map 1?
No, I don't think so, because there's still a lot of question marks in this series. First time we're going to see Hacienda control. Again, Skyline Search and Destroy has been great for Cloud9 New York. They're undefeated on it. And then the back half of the series, I mean, it really hasn't been great for either side. So we'll see how it goes. Again, there's not a ton of strong maps for LAG right now.
No, there aren't. And they've been in the driver's seat in some series. They've been up 1-0. They've been up 2-0 before. They still haven't been able to close it out. So as much as, hey, solid map 1 victory, big props to, well, really Priesta, who kind of set the tone from out the gate, and Skies, who turned it around massively. Obviously, he got going, but it's just a map 1 win now. Yes, the Search, the biggest question mark. So, like, listen, you competed for goddamn decade or whatever it was.
Yeah.
When you had a Search team that was maybe struggling early in a title, I don't know, it's tough to get like scrims with Search and Destroy. Like how did you work on it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just like, you just have to be willing to try out different things. Honestly, you're studying other gameplays, films. Like for me, a lot of time it's just mindset from title to title. Like if you were very successful in one title and then the next one comes out and you still kind of have that same mindset, it may just take time for you to adjust that.
Well, I think that's probably the thing that separates Call of Duty professionals from a lot of other esports is every year you have to like be a sponge again in a way. Like you have to like reset and just be ready to soak stuff up and learn because things can change so drastically. Like no other esports release every year gets flipped on its head sometimes. So yeah, just the Omni movement in this. There's a lot of things that make it feel a little bit different. The map layout.
Yeah, maps. Big time. But you saw right there, yeah, 2-6. On the other side, 4-4. 2 lost streak there for Cloud9 New York in Search and Destroy. So see if they can get another win on the board.
So you think like even if you've been struggling in Search and Destroy, it's not about like fundamentals and stuff as much as like they need to take some risks. They have to try stuff.
Yeah, you got to try something different.
Yeah.
Unless they truly just feel like it's like
we need to refine what we have.
Yeah,
like,
or if it's just miscommunication.
Yeah.
Maybe there's things they think is open that aren't just, you know, rounds where you have the advantage in, and then you just give up a play, and you're like, what the heck just happened?
Well, and also it helps when you have like Priest have a map on like he did, and he's probably feeling like he can win any gunfighting anytime. It'll probably feel pretty good for you. He gets the first blood for him, and then it's all on Sib. His position now given up as he takes some shots there from Catwalk, just trying to get the angle, and he'll be able to do that. So nice reposition to pick off Skies. Bombed down right over by A, as you can see on the minimap bottom left. Priesta and Linz just trying to hold this down. They've thrown away some rounds in Search too. Like ones you should win, 3v1s, 2v1s, where the comms have obviously been off and they both get caught. You can't let it happen here, and oh, by golly. Oh, sweet child of mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally what we just talked about. It's sort of this, what the hell just happened in that round? Like, whoa.
There's been a lot of them. There have. Like, okay, I don't have the data in front of me of how many like 2v1s and 3v1s they've thrown away, but there have been many.
Yeah, this one's not done yet. I mean, bomb's gonna be planted, but already a much scarier round than what they would want.
It's all gonna be on Linz now to stop Sib from pulling off this 1 versus 3.
Is he just gonna hit the zip line over and over?
I thought for a second he was. I thought he got spotted. He ultimately does. Linz gets the kill. I think Sib snaps because it ends up being a close gunfight, but Linz bails him out. I still don't know if you feel very good about that round if you're LAG. It probably shouldn't have gone down like that. Like, what would you have maybe changed? Like, when Sky's position was given up and he sort of stuck over Jacuzzi, like, was there something they should have done differently, or should they handle the 2v1 better?
Yeah, probably the 2v1, right? I mean, Priest and Linz right there. I mean, Skies, he kind of gets caught as we take a look at the last 1 versus 1. Linz just plays patient. But in that 2v1...
Oh, so he didn't spot him at first. I wonder why that was as close as it was.
22 HP.
Okay, I thought, like, on the minimap, he spotted him to the left at first. He did not. He almost got the worst timing ever.
But so the positioning of Priest and Linz there, yeah, they just couldn't help each other, right? Sib he didn't even get shot at.
Granted, you're playing around A, where it's like it's 82 angles to get shots on you. But yeah, no, it's something they've got to work on, because it has definitely been a pain point. After the, well, near throw and eventual clutch from Linz, you now get a quick plan in a 4 versus 4. 3 playing around the site, 1 playing deep in Skies that'll kind of watch the push through. Priesta gets another first blood. So back-to-back for him, back-to-back kills as well. Priesta eventually traded out. Linz in trouble too. Nade hits, he's down to 50 HP. Hoping to get some help. Another 1v1, we're down 2, and you just barely get through it again if you're LAG, but got to give some props to Priesta. Another first blood, and he gets 2.
Yeah, and then Skies gets active, right? He was watching the flank and just kind of realizes they're hitting it from the middle of the map. It was Cloud9, so he gets active, drops down, and he had to help Linz because there was a dead nade that ends up blowing up near Linz, and he's just trying to lurk, trying to play a position for a free kill. The nade hits, gives up his spot, and he's just, yeah, he's dead.
And that's another like 20 HP type gunfight. Like, these are coming down to the wire. So far, you're winning them if you were LAG. Maybe finally some things starting to go their way. Can they keep going their way now in the Search and Destroy as we go back to Cloud9 New York on the offensive side of things? Working out right. Not liking what they're seeing. Or are they? First blood finally for Cloud9 New York. Nade gonna hit. Linz will get picked up at Jacuzzi. Sib will follow it up with 1. Mac on his back, getting the bomb planted. And you're in a very dominant 4 versus 2 here. Make it a 4 versus nothing. That one was clean. Yeah,
I mean, just straight team nades right there from Cloud9. Then they work the bomb. They see there's nothing in kitchen, no resistance. Max able to hit that plan. They just kind of pick them apart.
Well, it's just like, dude, Jacuzzi is like so great to like catch people, but also like if you don't and you get spotted, like it's just like, where do I? Like,
yeah, nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. Like, nowhere to go at all. You're just. We saw Skies kind of how he was penned the one time. You see Lenz there with the nades able to connect. You don't have a lot of options.
Well, it's such a strong spot because not only do you can see everything. You can see all the crosses, and then it's just not an easy gunfight. But what makes it easy is a couple of grenades.
Yeah. No, I mean, the headies are nuts on so many different spots, but just a couple of rounds where you see how difficult it can be once you get spotted. Like, not a ton of options to get out of there. Priesta had back-to-back first bloods. We'll see if he can tack on another here. We're watching his POV as he's kind of been leading the way in that department. Tries to get one. Now it's time to track back and get bombed. Still some utility to use on both sides. I didn't hear a ton of like stuns and nades going off, so a lot of the members here still holding stuff in their back pocket.
Well, there was a stun. It seemed like maybe it was near Zip. So Cloud9 kind of knows that this is open, but Kismet's going to find one, at least start the domino effect. Lens is going to find the second to give them numbers advantage.
And thankfully he can drop down there. He gets stunned. He might be dead to rights, but he's able to get out. Skies puts another one in, and now it's suddenly on Crimp, 1 versus 3. Sib nearly pulled one off. Will Crimp be able to do it? I don't think he's seen a thing yet. Oh, no,
he has.
About to say, he got kind of absurd timing on their wrap out. But let's go ahead and get the plan in. Tough part for Crimp, you know, doesn't have like an AR to maybe get that like opening freebie. We'll see if we can get it done with the sub. Under 30 now to work with. Shots coming in. He's like, what's happening?
Yeah, it seems like all 3 arrows. They have an idea that he's here. He's still able to find one, but there we go. LAG kind of cleared all the angles. Maybe someone spots him. Here's the slide, whatever it is. They knew where he was.
That little stutter step, bro. The shot started. He just like stops. He's like, whoa.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, whoa.
They might have heard him slide or something.
Somebody's boxed up.
The door open.
That looks so funny from his POV.
Yeah, no, I'd be scared as well.
Yeah. It's like, what in the hell? But that time in the 3 versus 1, they handle business.
Yeah, they repositioned together. Like, there was a chance for, there was a player top catwalk.
I thought he was going to drop down a channel, and I was going to be like, not this again.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
So I'm glad you were thinking the same thing I was. I saw him on X-Ray. I'm like, please, God, just no. Lots of stunts and nades invested early from either side. 12 trophies there, so that'll get eaten up. Kismet drops for free on catwalk. Lens has been trying to make plays on other side of the maps through vents. He was able to find the timing on offense. Can he do it now on defense? Sky's cutting people down. He gets the angle. Lens, once again, able to make a play. Just trying to take those routes and catch people off guard. It's so timing dependent. I thought the headshots might be in for Sib. Not able to finish it. New York wiped off the map. It's another round to LAG.
Well, that's just Skies. I don't know where he gets that first pick, but he's able to find that, and that just kind of opens up some angles. They're able to get the second player on the bomb, and then it's a 3 versus 2. They have an idea where the enemy team is, but yeah, I mean, Skies just opens that up for them.
We'll see if Lens kind of keeps doing this on both sides, just trying to get through vents, get in behind enemy lines. But yeah, it makes his play easier when Skies gets the first, right? Like,
oh yeah, no
something's opened. Less pressure on you to make a play. You can take your time more. It's not like, oh God, I gotta hurry. My team's dropping. Just sort of let it develop, and for these last 2 rounds, that has worked out for Gorillas, mate. Up 4-1 now. But where they have struggled, it has been closing maps, closing series. Still work to do, but a nice advantage here. Skies, after the very slow start in the map 1, really has erupted. Pops off in the hard point, now leading the way here at 6-3.
Well, this is now like their 3rd round in a row on offense, where they've just pretty much haven't left spawn. They're just kind of waiting, seeing if anyone's trying to get aggressive. Kismet trying to just play his life. The info is they are playing very much up towards A. It's a 1-for-1 across the map. Bomb is down though. Priest gonna call in a car.
Yeah, Bomb in a tough spot too. Just like top catwalk.
Go get it, Kiz. I cleared it for you.
Oh, the car helps to make that a little bit easier. But the flank has now come in. Mac trying to make the play. He is able to get 2. 2 people hit the flank. It's all on Skies. Best of luck. You have to cover the jacuzzi, but that is it. The offense just never really gets going. So much time open. Whether it's been on the other side, it's been enough time for Lens to make the play. This time, you get the first blood. Kind of same thing.
Well, I mean, when you give up the map the way that they have, Cloud9 just kind of take Kitchen away, and they're just throwing shoulders, and it gives them an idea of where is this play developing. But yeah, so him and Mac and Krem just go. They're like, it's not an A hit. They're working catwalk, and he had some great shots on the Kiz.
Yeah, I mean, You probably still lose that round, but you'd hope to trade the one. There's a second player there to back up Max. So that's going to go their way regardless. But you just hope Kiz is able to trade that, maybe give you a chance. But probably wouldn't have mattered. Big play from Mac. Just keeping him in this search and destroy, staying within a couple of rounds. Now offensively, Cloud9 New York. Not liking the opening look over at A. We've seen Linz kind of take the route through Vince and pounce. It's Crimp trying to do it now from the other side. It looks like there's eyes on it for now. Yep, so he'll spot Crimp going up top. Attach will get the first blood, though, and Sky's going to drop. Like, a second he gets a couple shots in towards Crimp, he's going to get caught. So, effectively, you're kind of bait there if you're Crimp.
Oh, that was a great play. I'm wondering how Attach got that kill. He must have just stopped the zip and then just took the gunfight, or just hops on up and takes it. Now you have bomb down 3 versus 2 as the trades are going. But it's sort of very similar. Cloud9, they find the info just based off the feel of the map. They know they have kitchen control, so what is the play? At least 2 towards B. Let's just use our numbers effectively. And yeah, great bait and switch right there from Tremp and Attach.
I mean, it looked great a second ago. It feels like for LAG, like you had 2 really nice rounds back to back. You're up 3. You're in the driver's seat. But then these have been 2 convincing rounds on offense and defense from Cloud9. And you are right back in this. Attach very vocal right now with the team as they're chatting through stuff. Sib going back and forth a bit. Mac now involved, but Attach had a lot to say there for a second. I'm not sure if it's about I'm assuming the upcoming round, what he wants to do.
Well, the question should be, is LG going to switch this up? Finally, maybe play a little bit more aggressive, and they are. They're going to go for that A bomb plant right away. And they Car's also down.
They got a quick plan on A, rounds and rounds ago. They ended up coming down to a 1v1, I believe. I think Priesta was the difference maker in that round, right? He got the first blood and then got another Attach now. Gets a kill, but also takes out Mac. So suddenly it's Sib. Sib almost pulled off a 1v3 earlier. Well, not going to happen here. I say if he doesn't see him, Jacuzzi, he is dead to rights, and that's exactly what happens. You needed that one, it feels like, if you're LAG. The wheels were coming off a bit. Yeah,
and they just switched it up pace-wise, right? Playing it slow, clearing the map, worked out early, but Cloud9 starts to adjust, so you looked at a different look here. Just go to A. Maybe you have a trophy, so stuns and nades aren't hitting on the break-off. You're able to put that down, get the A-bomb down, and, well, the team nade also helps a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
But where they found some offensive success, though, it's been those quick plants today. It's not twice they've been able to do it. Yeah, whether it's a Priesta 2-piece or a Attach nade that gets a team kill. They've walked away with a round victory, and, well, this time a little bit easier than coming down to a crazy 1v1. They're a round away now from a 2-0 edge. Cloud9's got to start going wild. Linz was gun up there. Maybe he catches one, but kind of caught in a YY and doesn't get shots on the first hop through. Nade's hitting, though, and he is weak. 22 HP, trying to stay up, able to reposition to bar, and good finesse there out of Linz to stay alive.
Well, they're thinking give this up. Max thinking give this up. So both teams are adjusting. You're getting a 100-round fight right now. It's a 1-for-1.
Well, it's a good thing you got a buddy with you there. So at least you go 1-for-1, as you said. Mac wants to go ahead and lay this thing down, so we'll be in a 3v3 retake for Gorilla's made here now. And they want to go quickly. Sip, though, opening pick. Mac, nice ball. Bang through to kind of back up another player. He's down to 48 HP, but still just using the bar here to stay up. Nade hits, then Attach hits. Nice combination there from Cloud9 New York, and they wiped them off the board.
Well, I thought LAG was going to hit a timing, right? It looked like they were getting proactive as soon as Mac was planting that bomb. They had an idea. They were planting towards A. It's just Sib was looking over him. Sib gets that first one. That allows Mac to pretty much get off the bomb clean. As you saw, as soon as Mac gets up, there's multiple players shooting at him, but then they had to stop. They had to pretty much reposition due to Sib finding that kill.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they felt like they were in a good position with a 3v2, and then suddenly that was not the case at all. So big pick there from Sib. Good coverage over his objective guy in Mac. Cloud9 New York just not going out without a fight here in this search and destroy. We now go to round 10. Aggressive here out of LAG, and they might close it out right now. Kiz, weak, but getting back to full. Linz there battling with them. Bodies are getting shot. Attaches the last up at a 1v4. He's got some 1v4s to his name. He sometimes has the ice. Not going to happen here. Priest has got the line of sight. LAG get the search and destroy victory, and they are up 2-0. And I saw smiles and some fist bumps. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen that out of Gorillas because they've been in such a tough position, but solid search and destroy there. What'd you like at LAG?
Well, just, yeah, I mean, switching up the pace, right? Slowed it down. It was working early. allowed Cloud9 to come back in. It's like, all right, let's just hit some bang out rounds over towards A. And well, those were the ones that worked.
We talk about like strategy a lot and like, I don't know, your breakoffs, but a lot of it's more like it's a tempo thing, right? Like you've got 3 or 4 different gears, whatever you want to call it, and just keeping them guessing what pace is coming at you, right?
Well, especially on Skyline. I mean, you get 4 hit down low, you get 4 hit across catwalk. Like, there's a lot of different looks that you can really show on both sides. But yeah, Cloud9 was starting to figure them out a little bit. So they were like, all right, let's just hit that 4th gear again.
They did, and they get it done. This is how it looks so far. I mean, the beginning of the series is where it looks so good for Cloud9. Now maybe you changed your mind a little bit about this one after they take back-to-back Skylines.
I think so. You have to be feeling good for LAG, but they've also been a team that's been up 2-0 and allowed some reverse sweeps to happen.
You don't feel comfortable until they actually win a damn series.
Correct.
To the desk.
Minnesota's not here. There will be no reverse sweeps, and I will beat Allie in predictions today. That is if things go as planned and control. LAG with Priesta on the SMG, different speed, different success.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. This is amazing for LA Gorilla mates right now. These first 2 maps should have been easily on the side of New York Subliners. You're talking about undefeated on Skyline Hardpoint. You're talking 2-0 at Skyline S&D. And so for LAG mates, this is a huge not only start to the series, but now they get to move into that map number 3 control, where that is where they really only have some sort of strength when it comes to this game. We don't know about the map in Hacienda, but they're in the driver's seat right now for this series. I might have to change my pick.
Yeah, I mean, well, now.
I have to change it.
I mean, look, listen, man. Coming into the series, I think we all we didn't know exactly what we would see from either of these teams going up against each other because they both have the players to be like top 4 rosters, right? LAG obviously haven't had a win yet, so chip on their shoulder, and they're clearly playing with it today. You know, you've seen a lot of people talking about Priesta potentially getting replaced. Well, he goes crazy on that map number 1, and then we go into the search and destroy. Great offensive rounds. I mean, I like the idea to come out and play your offense is a bit slower off the rip and then transition to the aggression. You heard Maven and Merc talking about it, and it worked out wonderfully. So LAG right now, the issue has been like closing out series. They've had game 5s. Can they close it out though?
I want to kind of get really specific about this search and destroy because I think what's great from both sides is the problem for New York Subliner is that they are a really good attack. They're a really awful attack team, but a really good defense team. On the flip side, Gorilla's mate was also really awful at attack, and so both of them need to put work into it. And now that we come back this weekend, you can obviously see Gorilla's mate put work in it so hard that they were able to capitalize on it in that map number 2 versus New York.
Cloud9, slower start than they wanted. Nameless is going to draw us through this one. What is happening in this series?
Yeah, I'm going to draw why Chris was right in his prediction and to highlight the Bulldog, because when his teammates are finding kills, he's going to be making awesome plays. So let's jump into this clip. Let's just play it a little bit and talk about the situation. Right now, this is the Money Hill. They have control of the spawns, and there's 15 seconds left, right? So they're pretty much going to lock up this time. Number 3, that's Kismet, the Bulldog we all know and love. When you have a good situation, other teams disoriented and fighting from the bad spawn, you want to make that situation even worse for them. So it's rotating. He's hitting a nice route. He's going to go up the stairs, go through. He knows that they're going to be spawning over here by Piano, and what he wants to do is he wants to find a kill on this rotation, not just play his life like you'll see players in ranked doing, playing his life there and just holding. He's trying to find a kill so he can flip his team to get the good spawn, because that is the preferred spawn for this hill where you can then farm. So it's just kind of an awesome rotation out of him and a play. And while they're disoriented, like you can see, number 7, that's attached. He's just on Piano stairs getting ready for the next hill. Kismet goes up, he finds the big kill on him, and as the rest of his teammates are vacating that spawn, you'll see even though Kismet dies, he got the first kill right there, and the rest of the teammates have vacated the spawn. You'll see Cloud9 are going to spawn out there, which is just a terrible situation to be in after you just got smoked on the Money Hill. It also sets up LAG for a nice pinch when we get back over towards that P1. So a heads up play by Kismet. You want to be active on rotations. You want to find that kill and flip them out while there's still time left on the old hill.
Fundamentals starting to fall in line for LAG. The world champs for a reason. It was only a matter of time, and currently they're up 2-0. But this match is not done yet. Allie, let's take a look at our tier list, and do you have anything to say to my guys down there at Gentlemates? You know there's a watch party in France right now.
I know there's a watch party. All I gotta say right now is unless they're looking to make their way out of that D tier.
And what letter would you give them instead?
I would give them right now, I think they're hovering, at their peak, they could be easily an A tier team. But right now, what they're showing us in the present, I think they're looking to move themselves up to like C tier.
Man, they ain't won yet. We've seen this before.
I just said if they win this series,
I'm just saying, to Chris is like slowly victory
I'm celebrating. Let's send it back over to the Masters. Finish this thing. Wrap it up.
Chris is making a mess.
Yeah, he's just throwing stuff.
You want a pen?
I got a pen. I'm good. Thank you. Careful.
Wow, about hit Ellie in the face. All right, well, we get ready now for our next map, see if they can close it out. Now, we haven't seen Hacienda Control yet. You mentioned as we get deeper into the series, we haven't seen a lot of reps out of anybody with regards to 4 and 5. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I thought multiple times LG were winning a series and they didn't. So as much as I want to have belief in them to get it done here, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just put the facts out there, right? In terms of the league, they're 0-4 right now. Still trying to find the first win. So even, LG and their fans, they're just going to be waiting until this says 3 on their side.
Just Control. I know we're going to Hacienda, but Control just in general for these two teams, who are you giving the advantage to?
Yeah, I mean, this is where you do have an advantage if you are LAG. This has been the one game mode for Cloud9 where they have struggled. 1-5 on the year, just trying to find maybe something. This is why we're seeing a Hacienda for the first time, right? Obviously, a new addition to the map pool. I don't think it's the correct edition quite yet, but we're still trying to find those maps, and yeah, it's why we haven't seen it very often.
Well, yeah, I know. As soon as Ant played it, we were talking about it. He's like, I don't know. I'm playing it ranked. I'm just getting pissed. It's not working out well. I'm like, tell me what's going on. And it was like he broke down why it sucked. I'm like, so it sounds like the offense just needs to spawn a little bit closer, and then it probably work better. He's like, well, yeah. I'm like, so is it the map or just the spawns? And hopefully we'll be able to maybe work on that. But that's what makes it tough, right? It's a really deep spawn for the offense.
Yeah, offense, and then trying to get fences control. It's a hike. It is a hike. And then on the middle point, it's not like the middle hard point. It's moved further towards the defensive side for whatever reason. I don't know.
For funsies, Joe.
I don't know who made that. So on offense, you can't lay behind the fountain and capture the point.
For funsies, Joe.
Yeah.
But as we chat through our additional control added into this season, we take a look at control defense on the season, and this is where New York's got a big advantage.
Well, that's surprising to me. So their offense must stink. If they're 1-5, you're 73 in defensive rounds.
A lot of times, I mean, that's what separates control teams. I mean, defense, anyone can kind of hold a spot and play good defense. Offense is the hard one, typically speaking.
Yeah,
it is difficult to be good at controlling offense. I mean, it's hard to be
if you're 1-5. You're losing some defensive rounds.
You're right. That is kind of surprising to see. So it puts a lot of pressure, kind of on their defense to keep that going. That's the only thing keeping them in games. Can they actually do it? Can they find any improvements in offense? This is where you have the advantage for your LAG. You see them at 3 and 2. The defensive win percentage. Wait, were those flipped then? Those must have been flipped. It must be 7 and 3 for LAG, right?
Okay, that's got to be.
It's got to be for control. If it says defense, if they're 3rd, that must have flipped.
It's got to be.
Right?
Yeah,
I might be talking out of my ass, but I'm going to assume the graphic before that one was flipped.
Yeah, there's no way they're 12.
Yeah, when you said that, 1-5 to 7 and 3, is that possible? I mean, it is, but still, it was surprising. We'll try and get clarification. But now into map 3 we go. LAG trying to close this thing out. Cloud9 New York, they'll be the offense. As they're looking for openings, they are finding nothing.
And then you see 3 and 4 right away, Kismet and Lens, they're going to go block off a garage, and you just kind of see where you're spawning all the way out, and it's just going to take some time. This map is prettier than in Gavutu. It's not raining, and you can see things, but kind of reminds you in that one if you remember that map.
Well, it's
just a hike.
It's almost like there should be one layer of fights between you and the next fight at the site. There's 2 steps, right?
Yeah, it could be.
You got to clear lobby and garage after you come out of spawn. Then you have to make another clearance around the entrance to the fence side, and then you have to fight on the point. There's an extra step there, right?
Yeah, and then again, the middle point just isn't middle. You can see it.
Yeah.
Very much leaning towards the defensive side.
So yeah, we'll see who can maybe get something going on offense, or if this is one of those where every single tick matters and it's going to come down to a round 5 defense, if that will be the case. But still a bit of time to go. 37 seconds is pause for now because you do have 1 player on the point. It is contested for now. Attach does find 2. That's the clearance of the player on the point, so the time will continue to tick. Attach is still finding kills, so he's opened it up for his teammates to get here. He drops though, Priest now back in action. Once you get to this spot offensively, the defenses to work with, you can really make some plays. Just getting here can be tricky. Now you've gotten here, not a lot of time to work with, still plenty of lives. That was ludicrous there.
Well, he gets the comms from, I think, Prep that someone's pinching you right there from top window. I didn't think he was going to go for the gunfight. I thought he was going to wait for Prep. He does it, and there we go.
Bro.
B is done. So, again, we're just theorizing based off rain, maybe some scrims. But, yeah, maybe get that B point done.
Once you get to it, once you actually get numbers there, you can absolutely hold it. But it's just getting to that position and hoping you have some time to work with. They get there. They get the cap. You get a insane gunfight, went out of max. Sib filters through with a couple of headshots as well, and now you work to get more done here onto A. LAG trying to continue holding here on defense. Avoid like a 3 or 4 down, which put them in trouble before. You've got 2 dead now. You've got 3 dead. Okay, well, as soon as I say you want to avoid that, everyone drops. There goes the final member, and everyone's coming out of spawn. So, spoke that one into existence. Stack it onto the point is Cloud9 New York. Second bit of progress is done. Third ripping and roaring. Offense maybe hasn't been great, but there's an offensive round victory now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Nice. And, well, I mean, what? It was like, I believe it fences. Attach got like 2 or 3 in a row that kind of got them going. Then it was like the comms to Mac to get the insane kill. Sib got one at the same time. But you had like what 5 to 7 like kind of straight kills. Really nice sequence.
Once they got control of the map, LAG did not retain it at all because they had a couple of really good pushes. Does LAG where you're spawning them all the way out. You then saw them push lobby, spawning them garage. That's kind of what you want because if they're spawning garage, that run to B is even further, right? That route just takes so long, but they then lost all their gunfights.
It's like regardless of the map, like if you go 3-4 dead as a defense, I don't care what map it is, you're probably in a bad spot. Like,
yeah.
You just see how quickly it can happen one time, and you never regain composure. Like you never regain map control. And they didn't.
And well, you got 9 kills in a row to finish off that round.
Yeah.
New York, and they win that offense.
Had 2 just moments they erupted, and that's all it took. The focus going to be towards B. Lens is going to get smoked as Kremp comes out sliding around the edge. You have an advantage for your LAG, at least for now. There's 1 player in number 7. That'll be Attach playing towards fences. As they start to progress this onto B, you saw it. Most of the Cloud9 New York players kind of funneled out.
Yeah, it almost felt like they were going to give it up for a moment. Like they were 3 went towards top rock.
Yeah.
Like maybe they were just thinking we're not going to retake this. They're going to stack it. Let's just give up B. But now they might go for this one more time. They found a couple of kills.
I thought that was a call. I saw like 2 out by rock.
But I tell you what, maybe this isn't what we were thinking. B is done, and maybe we're going to start to see this more. If teams start to see a little bit more success on the attacking side, we'll see in the map pool.
No, I mean, first time we're seeing it here officially in a league match, and it's been interesting thus far. Priesta can't win his 1 gunfight on the other side towards rock. You'll have 3 players sit up there now. The only person on the other side of the map will be Kremp, who just dropped. So now you'll start to layer the map. Look to push here if you're Gorillas, mate. So far, you're holding things down towards mid if you're Cloud9.
Yeah, so just kind of learned it. Trying to control top open. On the other side of the map, it's going to be Skies and Lins fighting through garage. They were able to take down Attach. There's just sort of a fight for mid-map control right now. That is going the way of Cloud9. It's going to be 3 dead, and maybe now we start to see that trap. Kismet, though, was able to find one through Secret. Maybe to just buy them some room, give them some space, but quickly try to buy Sid.
Well, yeah, this is what LAG is never able to do, right? Kind of regain some stability, get map control again. I mean, thankfully, you got B with a lot more efficiency if you're LAG, so you have more time to work with. And we'll see if they can set this up.
Kismet got through again, though.
Yeah, and he got a kill.
Yeah, he was the one. I don't know how he got to that spot. It looked like they had everything sort of cut off. Dave Cloud9 New York, but he's able to find 2 now. Maybe this gets them out of this trap. The problem is, though, you have 30 seconds. Sib hits the dive, hits the slide, somehow able to win the gunfight, and another 3 dead here for Gentlemates.
I was disoriented in that fight. I assume he was as well, but Sib is still going. 5 straight, 14 and 8. And yeah, you get 2 from Kiz. You think that's the opener, and well, things kind of fall apart. A lot of info there for Matt because he sees 2, maybe 3 cross. The comms come into his teammates. You have numbers there for LAG, so you're able to win it, but time is dwindling. Under 10 seconds to go. They're down 4 lives. They've got to get a body onto the point. Priesta, no one is holding it. Can't quite take the fight, though, but he at least gets onto the point, pauses the clock. 4.4 remaining. See how long he can stay up here. Loses 2 teammates that might be there in coverage. It's going to be him and Kiz. As he drops, Kiz has got to get in. Not able to win that final fight. There was somebody top cat as well. He was going to be dead to right. So Cloud9, they get the offensive one, and then they hold server on defense.
Yeah, I mean, a nice little recovery there. I mean, they gave up B, and then they just started to get going. You saw them kind of put LAG into the trap a couple of times, just sort of what it can look like from the LAG side. Doesn't look like a good amount of fun. And the fact is Kismet got them out with like that 2 kills. So that could have been even worse for Gentlemates. But yeah, I mean, at least you get B, but now Cloud9 up 2-0.
Here we go again. Another LAG series. We're going to be going deeper. We'll see. Lens has found 0 success.
Not a lot.
As he is 4 and 15. 4 and 16 now. And you gotta think he's one that's gonna be expected to kind of get numbers on this type of team. If if he's not getting any in a respawn, it's gonna be a bad time, right?
Yes, very much. Yeah. No, I mean, you can't have numbers like this yet. From Lens. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen to everyone. You're gonna have some maps like this, but yeah, if they want to win some respawns, you expect Lens to have to go big. His attach, he's on a 5 in a row up to 17 and 8. Starting to work B a little bit is Cloud9. Well, he's the only one here. His teammates are on the other side of the map, and maybe they transition over to A.
Gotta say, whether he's been like a guy on offense or D, I feel like he's just made insane plays here over on offenses. Just like a one-man stand where he's been able to take out 2 to 4 players. Brilliant bit of work from him. Up to 6 straight, 18 and 8. We'll see if they can finish A. You're starting to transition over if you were the LAG defense to clear them off of this. They'll pick off attacks. The streak will end there. The point didn't quite finish. It was so damn close. Now, are you going to be able to clear all of that? We'll see how this next little stretch plays out. You still have Tremp pushed into your back line, picking up people off a spawn. Lens's woes continue.
Yeah, now maybe just off this Tremp play, it's sort of where do we want to go? And well, Kremp, he's just going to pause the clock. He's just going to sort of say, hey, I'm going to try to cause a distraction. Maybe that'll allow you guys to get out. And well, it has. Attach and Civ are able to find 2. The other 2 players in Priest and Lens now have to work this B point. So with Kremp's 1v1, you can see the white arrows able to get up the map.
And that A still hasn't been cleared. Right, you still have half of that tick forward. I thought maybe they were going to kind of go for it, try to bully their way onto it, stack it, maybe close that out if they're able to. But as these gunfights go down, Kiz is hitting beamers at range with the sub in hand. Attach, well, he's been a warrior over here at Fence's side, but Lens able to maybe get something going. He's up to 8, but most kills he's had around, that's for sure. He's doubled it up through this one. And now where it looks so good for Cloud9 New York, like you thought you were going to have A done, you're in a great position. They might not even get a minute extension here. Might just walk away with the 3 ticks.
Yeah, maybe they're just thinking, let's just close this out. On defense, they're going to have to. Maybe there's one last chance to get on towards A. As you said, it is not done. They did not clear it. So the minute they put 2 players on it, it's done.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Like, I know it's like a mid point out in the open, but you usually want to try and clear that, especially with how close it was. I was about to say, like, if they don't get another tick, what? You win the next offense if your LAG came out of kills, right? It would have been 9-9. So now you've guaranteed yourself a round 5 defense at least if your Cloud9 don't win this. So
they might win it.
Could that be in a big tick? Or they just win it and everything I'm saying doesn't matter at all, which is usually the case.
And I mean, you have 2 players on it. There's a second tick done, all because you don't clear the A point. They have to go for this. Kremto, the last one alive. But yeah, now. What, just 4 lives remaining here in the round for Cloud9. Still made it something.
Yeah. No, they definitely made it interesting. Just barely diving back in his sip. He's had a couple insane kills via the dive. And some beamers. Priesta. Forehead gets picked out of the window. A little snap here from Sib. It's contested with a centimeter remaining. Attaches the last one up, and it'll finally end. But by golly, they shouldn't have had a chance, but they did.
If Kiz doesn't get on that point there, he's going on the flank. If he tries to take a gunfight or something, that round's done because both players were on it. You spawn out deep, but Kiz was there, able to contest, buys just that second to get his teammates there for the trade.
Just trying to stress out the fans as much as humanly possible.
Absolutely.
But now you got to get an offensive round win if you are Gorillas. The tick advantage, though, big enough for Cloud9, no matter what. LAG will be looking at a round 5 offense. So they're going to have to win back-to-back offenses. They're going to close this out in 3-0 fashion for the series. Kind of hard to believe in them to do that based on how this one has gone, but who knows? Maybe they'll flip a switch.
Yeah, now what? He was 4 and 15, so he really steps up, gets 11 in that defensive round, does
Oh, God. Last I looked at it, he had 8 when I say doubled up, so he went nuts towards the tail end of that one.
Started to get going, and maybe he can catch.
What do you know? He gets some slang, and they can win around.
Yeah, maybe you get that going in this offense.
No, he really, that's a, considering you had 4 through 2. Yeah, 11 and 1's pretty damn good. Nice little movement there to give himself a chance in this fight, but he's so weak, he's eventually going to be pushed out. Not going to attach, able to deal with that pressure clean. That is everything you want if you're Cloud9 New York. Back to the drawing board off spawn if you're LAG.
Rough timing there for Tramp. Just as he hits the slide, Kiz gets behind the rock. It's the right idea. You want to cut this off, but now you can see all of LAG just going to flood on through.
That timing not great for Sib either, like right as he kind of gives up the L trigger. So, I mean, that's about as good as it can get for LAG, though, considering how it started. You go 4 down, you're off spawn again, and then you find every kill after that, outside of what Attach got 1.
They go to B. They don't try to get on A. So Krem just kind of lurks inside a shed. He's only able to find 1, though. It's a good trade from Skies, as Gorilla Mate's starting to work this B point.
Yeah, kill from Lens gives him a little more room here to work with as well. Mac tries to hit the dive. He's not Sib, though, so it doesn't work out. Skies is able to chalk up another one there as Skies has got a sub in hand right now. Well, he's got both to work with, I guess. And that'll be the point secured. So, all right, you're in a pretty good position. Up a couple lives. This is where you maybe struggle, but can the Bulldog get loose? And can Lens continue to step it up? You're gonna need some big plays here to get it to around 5. Kiz dancing with his teammate here, leaves up the Priest to close out the fight. You've got a chance now to at least get on the point. Still a ton of time. Keep working this advantage. Spot the Attach up in the window, and I guess he's got an elbow sticking out there. I think he thought he got safe behind it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right?
Or
Attach has just played this position right off a spawn early. He just goes all the way through, and with A in the position that it is, if you flip the map, you have a ton of angles on that A point. So he's just waiting patiently. But LAG still finding some kills behind Lens. Priest is just trying to distract, maybe put some pressure on Cloud9 to have to reposition and deal with him on the point.
Well, the big thing for Cloud9, like when they got their offensive win, right? It was like they had a couple 4 downs, or like at least like 3 downs to really put it in. Feels like you're gonna maybe need one of those. I don't know if you have enough time to really like lead the lives, but well, maybe you do. It ends up being, what, a 3 down effectively. So I guess every time I say that, it happens, kind of.
There you go. Cast or curse.
Yeah, curse or blessing or whatever. But the next wave goes the way of Cloud9. Lens and Skies, though, kind of flip the script. Halfway towards finishing A. Lens is on 5 in a row. Wow, has he bounced back. He was 5 in 20, wasn't he?
I just know he was 4 in 15 at one point.
He was 5 in 20. 5 in 20 and now basically back to even. I mean, this is like Skies' map 1. Starts out slow, goes nuts to get back into it. Same for Lens here. And now suddenly you're looking at around 5. And to be fair, I mean, that was more of an impressive offensive win, even like Cloud9 had. Like Cloud9 has had this, like they kind of hit another gear and had this little stretch of 30 seconds where they were insane and found every kill. You had to work for it a little bit more there if you were LAG. Be disciplined around mid-map. Work through a couple waves of retakes from Cloud9, but they get it done, and, well, okay.
Well, not all kind of started, right? Just think about it. You had the 4 dead, and then it was all just like, if Kremp is able to get to rock a little bit quicker, as soon as that player just crosses, that's when it just kind of unfolded. Just that one timing, because then they are completely trapped. He gets through, and they just go all the way around to B. That's when they capture that B point.
Yeah, that moment could have gone so differently because, yeah, you're from a 4 dead to like they're capturing a point so quick there. That had to have been frustrating. So you really can't even count out LAG if they have a 4 break based on how it went last time. But, you know, you've got 3 people working rock on your opening. Probably not the ideal situation you want if you are LAG, but what will the timings be like as these gunfights get ready to go? Kiz just kind of holding towards spawn out in Boathouse. You'll see number 6. He's going for a swim, and Kiz is able to hear it or read it.
Well, he broke the window.
Yeah.
So he breaks the window. He's like, okay, well, that's going to be a freebie.
I didn't hear it in my headset, but I'm assuming he got audio there. As he goes through the window, Kid's able to collapse and right back to the other side of the map, just trying to stay up. Now go ahead and reach out, holding, waiting for the help to come in from Priesta, avoiding the nade as well. Nice plays here from Kiz. Progress starting to work. Second tick looming.
I mean, you'd go from, if he loses that one-on-one, maybe there's only 2 players, maybe 1 player here. He takes his time. They're able to get the B point done, and now at minute 40. So great heads-up play there by Kiz. He's 33-28. Destroys Mac now onto this A point. So he's on 6 in a row, and now LAG looking to close out the series.
This is what you want to see out of Kiz, taking over a 99. Kiz popping off here. First tick done. 2 ticks to go. They haven't found a series victory yet, but they're looking for a 3-0 for their first series win, and coming back from an 0-2 hole in control, you go to Devin, and Skies fires back to get 2 of his own. It'll be traded out right after that from Lens. You don't have a body on it for now, but you're up 3 lives, and similar to last time, you just never, this is where you did a really good job not going down like 3-4. and going back to step one. You kind of always stayed in the middle of the progression here. You always had bodies. Am I saying it again? They're about to go 3 dead?
Yeah, they are, but
okay.
They kind of just like took their time.
I'm just gonna
You
shut
see,
up.
Tiz goes all the way through water side. So again, you can see Cloud9, they're literally just looking for Kismet. Multiple arrows are like, where is he? He's trying to, again, find that route to get his team out of this position. But they hunt him down, Kremp doesn't want to overchill, but he's going to do it anyways with the pistol.
Kiz survived longer than he probably had any right to, but ultimately he did drop. And now, yeah, this is just what you were not able to get in the last round at all. Any kind of space on the map. If you were Cloud9 New York, you just have to hold for 30 more seconds. Max going to be the interior guy. His timing's a little bit awkward. They fly out. Kremp can't finish the kill, or does he? He's able to get 2. I thought he was going to get caught and everybody was going to be in trouble, but he's just able to get enough bullets in. Oh, God. Okay, he's able to finish it. Lost him there for a second.
Gotta get to A. LG's gotta go.
10 seconds now to go.
You have 3 players out. There's a chance.
Sib's going to drop. 1 player left. Someone's got to get onto it. They were able to get on with 2 seconds left. That was 3 dead as well. 1 player still looming. They trade that out. We've got bodies here. 0.8 on the clock. 5 versus 6, and away we go. Linz has battled back and now wants to make the play. Pistol out. Greet your maker. They drop 3. That'll do it. LAG on the board with their first win in dramatic fashion. And Sky's smiling for the first time in a month, I swear.
And I'm sorry, Puckett, you were right. You got it right. You got it right.
I'm not that delusional now, am I, Joe?
Yeah, maybe a little delusional.
I am definitely delusional, but I don't know, man. I believe.
You believe.
I'm a believer.
And I think the big thing is, obviously, they looked great in hardpoint, but solidified themselves in that search and destroying. Coming back right there. Listen, this is our first time seeing Hacienda control again. If you watch BO4, this was not a map. It was a hardpoint search and destroy map, not a control map. Right? We played everything else.
That was fun.
Yeah, it showed that you can win some offenses. I think that's what people were worried about, and it's there.
Yeah, we'll see in different matchups and stuff. But that was a whole heck of a lot of fun. What? 3 of the rounds were offensive wins. A lot of awesome stuff to see there. Some awesome plays. Props to Linz from coming back. I think it was 5 and 20 whole at its worst. He ends up going basically even. The Bulldog was out and barking as he puts up 36. And for the series overall, think about it. You had a lot of, everyone just had their moments, whether it was Priest to pop it off in the map 1, Kismet pop it off there in the map 3. Linz starting slow, getting going in the map 3. Sky starting